So much drama, anxiety, speculation, clickbait. If you search real estate market news, you will see titles lined up everywhere. I mean, you clicked on this video. Okay, let's dive into the latest and greatest real estate market news. You know what they say? Everybody's got an opinion. So here are a few headlines for you. Buyer's pressure cooker eases a bit as bidding wars drop. Demand on vacation homes drop for the first time in a year. And then literally the next day, the articles read, once in a generation inventory crisis. Talk about a spin. I mean, there is no one size fits all for every community. Now we can talk about the real estate market as a whole, but every state is its own market. So every state is going to be a little bit different. I mean, here in Florida, we rarely see huge market declines. So let's take a peek and see where we ended up at the end of the month of June. So here in Florida, real estate's still hot. We're still selling. I've been a very busy lady, knock on wood. Properties don't last very long. And as a matter of fact, NAR wrote an article on that very topic. The chief economist says we don't have an inventory problem. We have a problem with homes going under contract immediately. Okay. More houses are being listed than you think. Okay, it still feels like no inventory to me. You say tomato, I say tomato. We still have a lack of homes to sell. Okay, but here's some real news for you. The number of multiple offers on a single property has declined some. The CEO of Redfin reported that the numbers have been declining. In April, it was like 74% of sellers got multiple offers. Then in May, it was like 72%. In June, it was 65%. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, every market's different. In Sarasota, Florida, the number actually went up to 87%. 87% of sellers say they received multiple offers, which means in some areas, the market's not cooling off at all. With inventory being low and the fact that mortgage rates just dropped, yes, they just dropped, I'm still thinking things are going to continue to plug along at the same pace that they have been. There are some rumblings that they expect a rate increase the fourth quarter. But is it really going to be a rate increase? I mean, we just dropped an average 30-year rate of 2.88. If it goes back up to 3 or 3 1/8, is that really a rate increase? I don't consider that really a rate increase. It's going to need to go up an entire point before we actually consider that to be a rate hike. No matter where you live, supply and demand is a driving force. If we have less supply, there always seems to be more demand. Now, in some markets, people are starting to report some minor price decreases. But personally, I think that's sellers that have overpriced. You're better off pricing fairly and getting multiple offers than being super greedy, pricing it off the charts and getting no offers. Another thing that may come into play with the real estate market is what's happening politically. People's disgust with their political policies where they are may continue to look to relocate. Here's a few things that I think are going to continue to drive the real estate market. Lack of inventory, people's disgust with the politics where they live, this Delta variant thing. If that scenario continues to be pushed and people feel like they're going to be on lockdown again, they're going to be looking to relocate to an area that is not as restrictive. And interest rates being dirt cheap. To me, that all equals sales. Many people want to know if they should buy real estate now. And I see other vlogs, realtors screaming, "Don't buy now! Don't do it!" Well, it's a personal decision. If you're trying to buy a home and flip it, this is not the market for you. The numbers don't work. Now make no mistake, if you buy a house now, you're going to pay top dollar. But if you are going to live in this house, it's your primary residence and you're going to be there 8 to 10 years, and you need a house, buy the house. Unless we have a huge stock market crash, and even in that scenario, I'm not exactly sure it's going to affect the housing market like a lot of people think. Will prices drop? Yeah, they'll come down. Will we have a crash in the housing market? My gut says no. It's not like it was in 2008. What's going to happen now are the banks are going to be offering a loan modification. Banks are operating much differently than they did when we had the recession. The only people that are getting foreclosed on are those who have an inability to pay. In order to get a loan modification, you gotta have a job. You gotta prove you have viable income coming in and you can make the payment. You don't have a job, you're not getting a loan modification. And in that case, put your house up for sale. Take your equity. Otherwise, the bank's gonna take it. So in a nutshell, things have slowed down slightly. In some markets, they haven't slowed down at all. Rates have come down again. Inventory is still light. Real estate should stay steady and more on the risk side until the end of the year. Buying a home is a personal decision. You have to do what's best for you. If you've sold your house and you have nowhere to go, looks like you're buying a house, unless you're living with your family members. If you found this information helpful, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell if you haven't already done so. I'm Lisa.Ammons with 772 Living. Thank you for stopping by, and don't forget to watch this next video. I've got a great new neighborhood, Port St. Lucie, I'd love to share with you. Take care.